Hi and welcome to another video from The Essence of Clarity. My name is Sabine Straver. I'm a professional organizer. So today is a very warm day. I'm a little bit hot and bothered. I'm not wearing any makeup, which is actually a little bit of a secret. You can organize and declutter without looking like Barbie. So we're doing that today. What I'm doing is I'm actually in the room that we're decluttering, and today what we're doing is we're focusing on the bookshelf that's basically not used as a bookshelf. It's used to have a whole range of different categories of stuff in there, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't have a very clear purpose, so we're going to change that. In my last episode, I basically showed you that I took 6 boxes, then I stopped because it was a nice kind of particular thing to do. Now I have around about 18 boxes. I've went to the shops and I stocked up because I know that there's heaps of different categories. They might be full on 18 different categories, or it could be that I'm using the same category but multiple boxes. They're boxes that fit and that they're stackable, so they give me something to really work with. And now I just simply have to get in that space and start to put things together that make sense together and start labeling the boxes, and that's how I hopefully break the back of this clutter room. Okay, without further ado, come and join me and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, a bit of a debrief on session 2 of doing this bedroom, library / art room. So I dove into one of the most intense places in the room, which was, in theory it's the bookshelf, but there's a lots of things on there that aren't books and should be filed and organized in stackable containers so they can be moved to a built-in wardrobe so we don't see it, and we only go and look through the items when we need them, or we're going to cull and do a final cull on them. So this was a really intense session. Hot, I'm bothered, I'm sweating, and this is pretty much as intense as they get because it's a very small space and there's a lots of different things to organize. So one of the ways that I approach that is starting to make categories. I had 18 boxes with me prior to starting. Now I haven't used all 18, but it allowed me to potentially make 18 categories. I also haven't made all those categories. Some categories were quartz as an example. I had a box for quartz 1, quartz 2. Hopefully we can actually bring it back to 1 box, because who needs 2 boxes of quartz? But at least they're organized and I know exactly what's in that. We had some VHS, 3 boxes of that. Hopefully I can bring it back to 1 box, if that, because who has a VHS still? But the main thing is that I categorized everything and then I put it organized in containers that are stackable and that are easy to put away. I don't want any of that stuff in the bookshelf because the aim of this room is going to be a library and a art room. So if it isn't library stuff and if it isn't art stuff, then it's going to be filed away somewhere else. Some of the things you saw lots of movement. I also put a lot of stuff outside of this room. So there were things for the toolbox. Some of the organizing containers I actually removed because they were temporary storage containers, and now I'm refining the space and I need to find final solutions. You saw me actually work with paperwork, and this is a really important thing to remember. So I was doing paper, but I actually shoved it in a box. Why did I do that? Not so much because that's really an organized thing to do, but it became a side project, a project within a project. I want to do papers underneath the air conditioning with a glass of wine or a cup of tea. And these are not my papers, they're my partner's papers. The remaining few pieces of paper that he has that haven't been organized yet. So I'm going to use it as a separate project. And I didn't get distracted because my goal was to make this bookshelf clear and ready to actually have books in them. So that was my focus. So if I have to put something on hold and physically create a different spot, this will be a side project. I will do that. Do not get distracted, stay focused. Final thing is, this was really intense. You will feel hot-buttered, sweaty, emotional, fatigued very quickly. So make sure that you break when you need to break. Make sure that you eat, that you drink, and that you rest up after this. Take into consideration that once you have done a session like this, there will be some work behind the scenes in terms of things to put in the bin, things to put in your car for Vinnies, things to put in recycling, and you have to make sure that you do all that so you finish it off ready for the next session. I might have another session in me, I'm not sure. I definitely need a break now. So hopefully this was really inspiring for you and you've learned a lot about how to organize a really complex space. Thank you. I'll see you soon.